First one is in the books. The playoffs continue this Friday night for the John Tyler Lions on the road against Mansfield Summit, and the game to be played at Rockwall at 7:30 on Friday night in round 2 of the 2014 playoffs. Go Cujo. Welcome back to Coach's Corner, playoff edition number 2 with Coach Rickland Holmes, who is here with us. The Lions knocked off Texas High in their playoff opener. What was it, 58-23? Was that the final score on Friday night? I think that's right.
That was the final score, and we walked out the field knowing that we was going to be getting ready for another week. And that's the same mentality we got to go into this week, getting prepared for a Mansfield Summit team.
You were telling me that one thing you want to change, slow start this past week. That was the one thing you were displeased with?
I was very displeased with that. It has cost us one game, but it has also been something that's been harping on us for the first part of the season. Middle part of the season, we kind of took care of it, but then we had a slow start against Ennis, and it ended up catching up against us. We can't have that going into the playoffs. We got to make sure that we handle our business from the start all the way to the finish. And so far, our finish is really, really strong, but our first part of it, which is starting out fast, hindered us last week.
All right, so talk to me now about what you liked about that game.
I like the way we ended. First of all, I think the team came together and they played as an overall unit, special team, offense and defense, played really, really well. But for the most part of the game, you got to give it up to Jeremy Wilson once again. Another 100-yard-plus game. He is playing exceptionally well for us on the offensive side of the ball, and he's taking a lot of pressure off of Gio.
Yeah, how'd Gio play?
Gio played good. I mean, he threw for 300-plus yards. So, you know, and that is a test to how well our running game is going right now behind Jeremy Wilson. And the offensive line is doing a better job at creating holes, but we still got to take care of the small penalties that's costing us drives.
And Texas High is no slouch, an old rival, pretty good football team, too.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. You know, Texas High is a traditional powerhouse team, just like us. Everybody expects for them to go to the playoffs and hopefully go deep in the playoffs. Barry North's doing a great job with those guys. They gave us a fight all the way to the end, but, you know, when you do things well and it's two good teams facing each other, whichever team does the most right is the one that's going to end up winning. You
were telling me this team you're playing this week, they like to run the ball.
They do like to run the ball. Quarterback had to step in earlier in the game, earlier during the year because of the injury to the starter, and he's playing exceptionally well. They got two real good running backs. One is bigger than the other one, number 8, and then number 37 is a speedy guy. So their offensive line is not very big, but they've moved very, very well, and their technique is sound.
This defense is built much better this year to play in the playoffs than last year's, right?
Oh, most definitely. As far as going against the run and making sure that we're more established at stopping what people try to do against us on the ground, helps us to force them to do what we've always been strong at, which is pass defense.
We haven't really had a chance to say much about Ike Moore this year because nobody ever throws at him. Yeah. You're a senior All-State cornerback. He's a dynamite football player, but you never mention his name because they really don't test him much, do they?
No, anytime your name is out there like his is, a lot of people tend not to want to try to go that way just to make sure that, you know, hey, he is a pretty good guy, but we don't really want to know how good he really is, you know. So he's been playing exceptionally well for us, doing his job, keeping his side of the field taken care of. And then on special teams, he made a dynamite play. Yeah. You know, he blocked the punt and he recovered it, took it in for a touchdown.
All right, that's good stuff. And again, known Ike since he was a sophomore, and great young man, and good for him. And now it's time for JT to prep for Mansfield Summit Friday night in Rockwall. We'll talk about that in a moment, but of course we're going to also roll the video and take a look at the highlights of the 58-23 win at Lobo Stadium in Longview over the Texas High Tigers on Friday night, in a ball game that opened the 2014 playoffs for the JT Lions. And here you are, Coach. You're in the blue jerseys.
Yeah, this is a little scramble play right here where Gio's going to dump it off to Jeremy Wilson. As you see, he uses a couple of moves here and there, had great blocking downfield, and there you go, open up his speed and get to the end zone.
He's just a remarkable kid. First 1,000-yard run of the regular season since Kendall Hunter. That's
since 2005. Yeah. That says a lot for this young man, and for any school out there that needs a versatile running back, I advise y'all to come to John Tyler High School and recruit Jeremy Wilson.
Yeah. Here he is again. Great open field runner. He had one of the games, I think it was the Lindale game this year. He put a little spin. He couple
yeah.
little 360 spins.
Yeah, he think he got a patent on the spin move right now.
He's pretty good at it.
He's pretty good at it now.
I don't know about a patent, but he ain't bad at it. Here's
Yeah.
a end zone look at that touchdown. Good job by Gio to keep that play alive too, huh?
It actually wasn't a bad job by the offensive line protecting and buying time for him to move around in there. As you said, I mean, he really didn't have a lot of hard pressure on him. So,
They had taken a lead, so that tied the game up again.
yes. This right here was a good play by the defense. You know, guys are going to be open at a certain part of time, but when the ball's in there, we got to come make a play on it.
Yeah, somebody who made that play.
I think that was Jordan Owens that
Jordan
came in on
Owens,
the hit.
okay.
He was either him or Bryston.
Okay. Jordan also had a pick later in the ball game, pick 6.
Yes, he
Here's the end
did.
zone look. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's Bryston.
nice play on the ball. Good job, Bryson Gibson.
Bryston Gibson.
Good play
Great
on
job
the edge.
right here coming off the edge, making a play behind the line of scrimmage. And that was Tony.
Tony Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
senior linebacker. You'll see it again from the end zone view. Tony's made a lot of tackles this year. He's just a solid, do what you tell him
Yeah.
to do kind of player, isn't he?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah, right place, right time. There you go. All right, back on offense.
A pass play right here to Damian Miller. Big receiver that we got as a sophomore. He's making a name for himself. Started out playing a lot on defense until the emerge of Jordan Owens. And now he's getting a lot more catches on offense because he's picking up on offense a lot faster now, not going on both sides of the ball.
By the time he's a senior, he's going to be one of the better players in the state of Texas.
He
isn't
will be. He will be. You know, he has the size, he has the speed, the hands. They have to make sure he's a lot more disciplined in his route running.
Again, you have to have a little courage to make that play too.
Yeah,
you're
because
gonna
you
get
know
hit.
it's coming. You
Yeah.
know it's coming.
Nice play here.
I think this is a big pass play right here to Nick Kane. Nick is another senior that, you know, he's been doing this since a sophomore now, so it's pretty easy for him. Making sure he gets to the hole, and then Gio just deliver the ball to him.
Nick will catch the ball too. He rarely drops a pass.
No, Nick doesn't drop very many passes.
Yeah.
I think he prides himself on making sure he secure good passes and ball security. So
Well, he's played the quarterback position too, so he knows how important
Yes.
that is. Here's a good play.
this is a great play by the defense on the screen play. A lot of teams get a lot of success on this because they have people that work too far upfield and they don't get to make the play. But right here, we've done an exceptional job with our front four working upfield, but then our back three staying at home, making sure they was reading their keys because their keys are these offensive linemen releasing and going upfield.
Who makes this play?
That was Tony Johnson and Jalen Reese coming
Okay.
in and making that play.
Jalen Reese, the middle linebacker. All right.
Great defensive stand right here. I think we stopped them on this drive right here and forced them to a field goal, or I think we forced them off the field. I think it might have been a field goal off the field. That was a fumble.
Fumble, okay.
So he calls a fumble. And now the offense gets the ball. Not particularly where you want to start your offense at on the 1 or the 2 yard line, but you know now you've kept this team off the field
Yeah.
and out the end zone.
So good effort there at the goal line by the defense. Now you're back on defense again. This kid's trying to screen pass here. Good job in the open field.
Good play right there by Bryston Gibson. As you can see right here, he's guiding the defense, telling people to roll and come down, and makes a great play coming downhill, working outside.
Sometimes in the spread offense era, good tackling seems to be a lost art at times.
You
doesn't
gotta
it?
be able to tackle in the open field, and I think that's a test to the many tackling drills that Coach Anderson has the whole defense doing on a daily basis. So
you're working out of your own end zone here on offense.
a great run right here by Pierre Leonard.
Who does everything but sell tickets for you, doesn't he?
That's it. That's it. He's come a little versatile guy.
Yeah.
He's another undersized guy that, you know, I'm hoping that gets recruited pretty heavily because he's a playmaker. That's one thing about playing football. It's not always about the biggest and the fastest guys. It's about guys who know what to do with what they have. And him and Jeremy are both undersized guys, but they play very well at their positions that they do play.
Oh, yeah. He's fun to talk to, too.
Yeah.
Pierre Leonard, Chicago. Good effort defensively.
Great defense, staying right here. Build a wall and don't let the bricks come loose.
And they threw a holding penalty on them, too.
On them, too, so you tack on to that.
Yeah. Here's an end zone look at that same play. Just nowhere for the kid to run, huh?
Nowhere for him to get to. I think they might have called a holding on the guy that was holding Pierre, which would probably been the center.
Pierre making the play even when he gets held, right?
Even when he get held.
Same thing.
Great play right here off the edge. I believe that was DeAndre Benson making that play.
Tighter look at it. He plays defensive end for you, doesn't
Yes. He plays the weak side of
he?
it.
He's the kid standing up there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's him coming in and making a play.
Okay.
DeAndre,
Far right hand of your screen. Take a look at what he does here.
Yeah. And he started out as a linebacker for us, and then we moved him down to the edge because of his size. And he's pretty physical with his hands. So it's working out well for him and us.
Here's Gio.
Deep pass right
Well, he
there.
put that right on the money, didn't he? Who caught that
I
ball?
believe that's to Bryson Smith. No, Damian Miller. Cause I remember his shoe coming off at this point. That was Damian.
Here's an end zone look at it. You can't throw that. That's a perfect throw, isn't
It
it?
is. It's a great ball right there. And great focus and concentration by Damian to go up and get that. It's a field goal right here by Luis Duran. Got to be able to get points when our offense is on the field, whether it's a touchdown or a field goal. We got to be able to get points. You got to capitalize on it.
About a 40-yard field goal by Duran.
Yeah. That's not bad in the cold.
Nope, it's not. It was cold out there,
Yeah,
too, wasn't it?
It was. It was. It was nice and chilly out there. Good playoff weather.
There you go. Can't do any better than that.
No. It's going to be a great run right here by little Jeremy getting the first down. Like I say, everything he does is not always outside. He runs up in between the tackles, and he gets those tough yards just like any other real back should.
Yes, he does.
And then right here, as you can see, he has a couple moves, and he know how to work and work hard downfield. Has some pretty good blocking at the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Is that to Nick?
Okay.
I got on the 1 yard line, so yeah, it was to Nick.
So it was not a touchdown. You're going to punch. McCollister's going to punch it in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
punch
right.
in. Easy touchdown for him off the edge. A little read look right here, Jeremy.
Yeah,
Suck the
they're so-
defense down.
They're so aware of Jeremy that
Yeah.
Gio.
Like I say,
Heck,
Jeremy.
I could have scored on that one.
Jeremy makes Gio's job a little bit more easy.
He does. He does.
Great play by the defense right here. The DeAndre coming off the edge again, DeAndre Benson.
So he's at the far left of the screen this
Yes.
time, then, right?
At the far left now.
So you move him around. Does he play weak or strong side?
He
depending
plays.
on the
It
formation?
really depends on the formation.
Good work.
Another great job by the defense. That's DeAndre again. That's what your defensive end is supposed to do. They're supposed to set the edge. And if you can't set the edge, then there's really nothing else other defensive players can do.
Explain what you mean when you say set the edge.
Making everything go back inside, making the running back know that he can't bounce it outside, because if he does bounce it outside, you know he's gonna come into the end.
Right.
And then, you know, DeAndre and Jasavier are doing a great job right now at that.
Try to draw play here, didn't work. Inside guys doing a fine job, linebackers. That's Braylon Jones, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Braylon. Now we're back on offense. Little swing pass right here to Dontavian Gross, and he turns this into a touchdown.
Oh, yeah. What a move on the edge. Huh?
Yeah. That's athletic ability.
That is athletic
be able
ability.
to reverse field like that.
It's a 51-yarder. That goes down as a pass. That's really
Yep.
more of a – that's kind of like the old-fashioned running play there, isn't it?
Make a couple people miss and get to the end zone. I guess you couldn't have drew it up any better.
No, you couldn't. That's nice. Bubble screen.
Yeah, first miss. In reverse field, outrun a couple people. Second missed tackle. Third missed tackle.
And if somebody asks you who Dun is, there he is.
There he is, number 19, getting in the end zone. Great play right here by the corner.
Yeah, that jet sweep is a favorite play of everybody now, to be able to stop it like that.
Because you know if you can beat them to the edge, you got something coming, you know. And most people, they get sucked in so quickly, and the edge gets open. You got that speedy guy coming around the end. This is the block punt, touchdown by Ike.
Yep. See, if Ike still had that cast on, he might not have been able to pick that ball
Might
up.
have been able to pick that ball up.
He blocked it and recovered it, got the bounce and everything.
That was a great blocking point. You know, he didn't get close enough to the kicker to hit him. You know, he's right there in front of him and caught it right as it was coming off his foot. So, and then for him to be able to track it down and pick it up and get to the end zone, that's always 6 or 7 interceptions on the year right now. So. He's just a little ball hawk, man. He's always around the ball at some point in the air.
Good job. He's starting to put this game away now, and this is the third quarter action where that came. Here it is again in the end zone.
Good break on the ball.
Couple of his teammates mad at him because he took their pick away from him?
Yeah. Well, I know the second pick he got, he took it from DeAndre.
Oh, okay.
And DeAndre was like, Coach, you broke it from me. I said, well, that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to break on the ball.
Oh.
I said, that's what you get for waiting on it like it was a punt.
Yeah, that's true. I've seen guys do that and get burned doing
They
that.
get burned.
Yeah. Receivers cuts in front of him and he catches the ball.
You better drive on that ball and get it at the highest point.
Yeah.
It's a little swing pass play right here to Bryson Smith. He's the backup quarterback and wide receiver. And
He's a quarterback in waiting is what he is, isn't he?
He's a special kid,
Yeah,
Coach. He's a special kid. He makes a lot of decisions when he's been at quarterback and at receiver that you just can't. You can't coach kids on stuff like that.
Well, I've decided you guys were just living right because you had about 6 in a row, really good quarterbacks.
Somebody living right.
Somebody's living right. Because if Gio's been good and this young man's going to be part of that group, right?
And he falls into the mold of the previous quarterbacks.
Greg
you know,
Warner,
they all played receiver first,
Mm-hmm.
and then they moved into the quarterback position. The only one that didn't fit their role is this big guy right here.
This big guy right here with his back to you.
And he started out on defense.
On defense. Either y'all were too dumb to recognize him in the ninth grade or smart enough to figure it out in the ninth grade. Which
Either
one?
way, I'd take it either way, Coach.
No, he played linebacker when we've talked about that before, but all right. Kid making a play here. I tell you this, I know he's going to do a great job, but he's got some big shoes to fill too. I mean, Greg Ward and Jeremy Johnson and David Bush and Gio McAllister and back on and on and on and on. There's
You're talking about some guys that won a whole bunch of football games.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's touchdown. That was to
Duntavian, right?
Duntavian again.
Yeah. You're talking about coming behind some guys who won a lot of football games.
So Dun had 2 touchdowns in the game.
But good thing about it, he got receivers like that coming back.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hurt to have something like that. And we got a couple of guys on the JV and the freshman team that's going to be able to help out also.
Okay. Back on defense, and again,
it's going to be the interception by Jordan again where he comes in front of DeAndre.
So that creates a little tension in
It
the old
takes that
locker
away
room.
from him.
Yeah. We'll see it again.
Right there.
Do you see DeAndre? He's going, wait, hold
Wait a
on, that's
minute.
mine.
Like, where you come from?
Oh, that was my pick. What's wrong with you? Watch it again.
He broke in front of it like he was supposed to. DeAndre did, but like I say, Jordan's a little ball hawk, man. He trying to get everything that's up in there.
Well, that works. Either way, it works.
Either way, it works. It gets the offense on the field, and defense gets off, causes a turnover. It's going to be a great run by Wilson, being patient, using his speed, being smart.
Now we're building up here to Pierre Leonard's touchdown, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get that here in just a
Set
moment.
the edge. Pretty good blocking by the receivers on the edge. It's not bad. Just enough to get in the way so we can get
And
to
those
the
kind
end
of little
zone.
things will determine whether or not you guys get to keep playing into
That's it.
December, right? Stuff
Most
like
definitely.
that.
Stuff like this. The little things you got to make sure you take care of, because if you don't, they become big problems later on.
Mm-hmm. Is this Pierre
Touchdown
Leonard?
run by Pierre.
Tell you, kid can do it all.
Yeah. There you go.
Here's the end zone again. He plays nose tackle on defense, and
And then he's running behind his counterpart, Braylon.
yeah,
So that's not bad. I think that's a good way to end that.
yeah, that is a good way to end it. Of course, he always advertises that he knows how to catch it and run with it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And he always lobbying you to say, "Coach, throw me the ball."
Yeah, and he has caught a couple of passes.
He has caught a couple of passes.
plays, so that's always good.
Is there anything? The first game of the season is always a hurdle. Can't win the second one, do you win the first one?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing in the playoffs. Once you've gotten that first playoff win out of the way, is there any kind of routine set in at this point?
You got to continue to do what you've been doing.
Yeah.
It's just like, coming out the last district game. You
Right.
want to win that to keep that momentum going. Just like the first round, you want to win that to keep that momentum going. So right now, I think we have put ourselves in a position mentally to understand what it takes to keep that going. But now we just got to understand the physical part of it, which is getting prepared each week for different teams and taking care of what we need to take care
But
of.
from a nerves point of view, that first one and the last one in the playoffs, the one where you get most goosebumps.
Oh,
right?
most definitely, because you really don't know what to expect. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what to practice for, you know what it's going to take to get it done, but then are we going to actually do it
Right.
when the time comes?
Right.
And that's the deal about dealing with 15, 16, 17-year-old kids.
Yeah. What about just the urgency of the playoffs? I mean, this time now. There was always next week.
Yeah.
2
During
weeks
the
ago.
regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter how bad or good things, you always knew there was next week. With there being no guaranteed next week, how does that change everything?
Sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Understanding that, we got to be a lot more disciplined than we were going through the regular season, because there is no other week if you don't take care of this week. Just knowing that, hey, we can do it. We just have to do it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Now, this team you're playing, again, you talked about Mansfield Summit. Now, you played Legacy last year.
Played
They beat
Legacy
you
last
actually
year.
in the first
In
round.
the first round.
But Mansfield's a growing school district. They
They have 5 big schools.
Five big schools.
One is 6A, and all the rest of them are 5A.
5As. These guys run the ball. Are they a spread team, just
They're a
running the
spread
ball?
team. They run the ball. They're somewhat similar to us, except for I don't believe their offensive line is as big as ours.
Yeah.
But they're very athletic as far as offense goes.
And they don't throw it as much?
They don't throw it as much as we do out of the spread. I think they're more of a run-happy option, veer team they try to run that a lot against the people that they got because they have a good quarterback and they have a good running back. And they're able to run it like that.
You know, that's one of the things, I guess, that's kind of a misnomer about the spread offense. People see that and they think we throw it all the time.
Yeah.
Well, not really. You can run the ball about as easily out of the pistol, spread, whatever you want to call it, as you can throw it. It's set up to do both, isn't it not?
And then even when you, like them quick screens, them are actually run plays.
Run plays.
Because it's behind the line of scrimmage.
Right, but they just call it passes.
They just call it
now.
a pass play. But really, that's all it is.
But in 1994, and 5 and 6 and 7, when you
left,
played,
scat right.
Alan Wilson, instead of a bubble screen, quarterback just tossed the ball.
Toss left, toss right.
Right, and it was called a running play. Now it's called a passing play.
That's called a pass play.
Which has kind of inflated the numbers in the stat sheet,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, most definitely, because you see guys get them quick screens all the time and take it for 80.
Right.
When you could have possibly handed it off to them, pretty much done the same thing. So passing has evolved over the years, and it's become a little bit more complicated than most people think that it is.
That bubble screen's actually kind of a tough play to run, too.
It is.
The wide receiver kind of has to be kind of fearless out there.
Has to be fearless out there, and also your corners got to be really disciplined out there because they're really the only people out there at that time. You waiting on the
one guy misses and it's too late, right?
One guy missing is you're off to the races.
Mm-hmm.
So because you got a safety that's up high, you got linebackers that's playing inside out.
Yeah.
So
that's the whole theory behind the spread offense.
That's the whole theory behind
right?
it. Yeah, that's right.
You spread them out, and you don't have much backup on the backside to
try to beat you to the edge and let your playmakers take over.
But you got to have playmakers who can make that first guy miss, and you do.
Yeah, we have a couple of those guys. We have a couple of those guys to be able to get that done.
For the coaches now, you guys have been toiling at this since August. Just what about for you guys? How much fun is this to be a part of something like this?
It's always fun to keep winning.
Yeah.
Knowing that, you start out with 64 teams and now we're down to 32.
Mm-hmm.
We are one of those 32 teams that get to play this week. And hopefully, we take care of our business like we need to. We'll be 16 going into next week. So it's just the excitement of knowing that your kids are progressively getting better and they're doing their job the way that you coach them to do it.
Yeah. These seniors, I talked to several of them last week. They remember last year being a one and done as juniors. Yeah. They also remember 2 years ago when you got the state semifinals. They like that feeling a whole lot better than the other feeling, right? Yeah. I mean, I think it was important to them.
That was one thing about, and I'm glad you said that was one thing about winning this first round of the game. I think they put so much pressure on themselves not to repeat last year and go one and done. But now that that's out the way, I think it relieves a little bit.
Can they loosen up a little bit?
Yeah, they loosen up a little bit more, and the tension isn't so high. To where I think that's what caused us to start out so slow last week because I felt like they was trying to do too much because they didn't want to lose so bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So now that we're moving forward to the second round and we won that first round, I think we got them jitters out of the way. Kind of like the first ball game of the year.
Yeah. Rockwall Stadium, injury-free, relatively speaking, all hands on deck Friday night?
All hands on deck. We got everybody 100% ready to go. And we'll be heading to Rockwall, getting ready to play Mansfield Summit.
Have you ever played there before? Lee's played there a couple of times.
Lee's played there a couple of times.
Really nice.
It is a
stadium,
very nice place.
Facility.
Very nice place. I know Rockwall High and Rockwall Heath, they play there, and it's a really nice stadium. It has enough seating for our fans to come.
Are you the home team or the
No, we'll be the visiting team.
The visiting team, okay.
This Friday.
All right, so again, Rockwall Stadium is right on Interstate 30, and so it's very easy to spot. And again, JT will be the visitor, so you'll be sitting on the visiting side on Friday night. The kickoff is at 7:30, and it's against Mansfield Summit. It is the second round of the 2014 playoffs, and the Lions certainly need and deserve your support. Again, a 7:30 kickoff on Friday night in Rockwall. JT against Mansfield Summit. Coach Holmes and I'll be back at the same time next week on Coach's Corner. Thanks for joining us.